Moving on to the third thing. Put yourself down the right way. Because there's a right way to do it and there's a wrong way to do it. People sometimes say that self-deprecation is actually a sign of low confidence. But when done the correct way, it's actually really fucking good. And enjoyable for yourself as well. So let me first share with you the wrong way. So let's say you're on a first date and you're nervous as hell. And in order to break the tension, you start cracking a few jokes about yourself that are degeneratory now. What's the word?
One eternity later.
Depreciating jokes, right? You start saying things like, oh yeah, you never would want to be with a guy like me. Something like that. And it comes off as very insecure. However, let's say the date has lasted for a few hours already, you got along very well, and you exit the restaurant or exit the bar, and it's like, shall we go together to my place? That's what she says. And you're like, well, of course, you wouldn't be with a guy like me, right? And you crack a joke, you smile, you show her by your body language that you're just joking. Now it's like a playful tease the right way. So that's something that's very different than you making the jokes the entire time and putting yourself down constantly. When you can joke about yourself in a way where you show that it doesn't actually bother you, it shows confidence. You can't be like making a terrible joke about yourself and then like whimpering. Right? That doesn't actually work because you show that the insecurity is there. And by the way, one thing I'm going to give you with this, because I use this kind of humor myself often, what's often going to happen is you make a joke about yourself and other people are going to one up you. So be prepared for that. If you're a bit nervous, start out with things that you absolutely hold no insecurities about. So for example, after a first date, I could say something like, for next date, I could go ahead and cook for you. But since my cooking is more like poison, how about we go to such and such restaurant instead? It's a very simple joke. And by the way, I am terrible at cooking. But it shows also in a way that I'm not afraid to share my flaws, to crack a joke about it. And it shows that it's not something that I'm actually care about. So you wouldn't do this with like your deepest, darkest insecurities. That's not something you joke around with yourself. And you shouldn't let other people joke about it either. So if you can do this in a way where it shows you're not bothered by it, and you're not bothered when other people one up you either, that shows that you are confident in who you are, as well as in who you are not.